Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. In this special episode, we're going to review a special event streaming right now on Disney Plus, Werewolf by Night. If you guys like this video, please stick around towards the end, like, share, do all that good stuff. And also check out our other reviews, too. We have plenty of content for you guys. We have plenty of content in the future to come. But, Dylan, a really special new type of Marvel property. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I'm definitely getting into like the spooky season mood, and I think this really kicked it off for me. A whole new side of Marvel that we really haven't seen. I mean, it took the occult to like new levels, and it had such a unique style to it. It like the black and white obviously added to it, but it felt like you're watching kind of like a Vincent Price like old school like horror film, but with that unique MCU style. So I really appreciated it. But tell me what your thoughts were.
I just love like all the effects and stuff today. I think they added that in post. It kind of seems like something that I would do with the backgrounds. It's like, but it felt authentic. It was really weird to look at because it was so like crystal clear, yet there was so many like markups on the screen and stuff. It was really cool. And credit to Michael Giacchino, because not only did he, I think, produce the soundtrack for this, but also directed it. And I think that Kevin gave him like a big shot and let him just fly, right? And I think he did the right thing. And we were talking about one time in a Marvel Let's Talk About, right? In one of our episodes, we were talking about, I was saying that maybe it could be the director's fault for certain, projects. Well, this director, I think he did awesome. And not only that,
He nailed it. Yeah,
yeah, hell yeah. And this also added a lot of gore too, way more than Moon Knight. Still, which is so
Much
funny.
more. This is what I wanted Moon Knight to be.
Hell yeah, I know exactly. So we start off with obviously we start off in the Bloodstone place or whatever, and it's the Ulysses Bloodstones like ceremony or something like that. So give us your thoughts on that whole intro, because the intros are really important.
Oh my god, holy fuck, that Marvel title sequence that they remix with the horror thing, I fucking love that. That was so iconic. I kind of want that like as our intro.
Right.
Like Loki. Of course we're gonna copyrighted, but yeah, it was cool. It's like it starts off like an old movie or something like you'd watch in like black and white, and we get like this little backstory and like the hunters and like the Ulysses bloodline and this the Bloodstone, which is like what everybody's like fighting after. And I thought it was interesting too, like everything's black and white, but the Bloodstone still has like color. It's just like really, it kind of reminded me of like was it the Aether or the Reality Stone kind of? That's what I thought it was. Yeah, but I think it's like a different thing. But yeah, it was cool. And then we see like these hunters, and then we see Jack, played by Gael Garcia. He's our protagonist for this movie, and he has a secret to him, which we'll get to later. But yeah, we get to see like the other hunters, and then we're also introduced to Elsa, played by Laura Donnelly, and she's actually the daughter of Ulysses Bloodstone, who passed away and who's hosting the ceremony. So they have like this kind of like competition where everybody like is hunting like this creature, and whoever can kill the creature gets the Bloodstone, right? But yeah, what did you think of the reveal of the creature? Because it's if anyone's into Marvel lore, they'll know who this character is. But yeah, what did you think about the monster reveal?
Yeah, well, this creature was first, at least had an Easter egg at Moon Knight, and Moon Knight appeared in the first issue of this creature, which is Man-Thing, or Ted, right? Which is, I think this is going to be like the new dark MCU version of like Groot. He's actually extremely cute, and apparently he's like really friendly towards Jack Russell, and that's why Jack is there. He's trying to get him out of there. So yeah, he was awesome. What do you think about him?
Yeah, I just want to like, I don't know, go get sushi or a cup of coffee with him. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's so cute. I mean, he could like snap your neck and burn you alive, but
Shit.
I don't know. Something just makes you want to like go out with him, like a bar or some shit in New York.
Right.
But yeah, he was cute. He was funny. I like the relationship between like him and Ted. I mean, him and Jack. And yeah, just this whole movie, like it's a spectacle. It has like suspense, thrills, and like we're talking about like the violence. They didn't hold back. Like when they were fighting, you saw not just blood, but you saw fucking dismemberment. You saw like swords getting like cleaved in the head. It was some real like graphic shit. I'm so proud of Marvel for taking risks with this one and realizing this is what the fans deserve, right? But yeah, what did you think of the whole reveal with Jack?
Yeah, that whole buildup was awesome. First of all, like Yale Garcia, he does such a great job. Like he's such like a likable person, right? And he's like kind of sweet, but he has this other side to him. And the way how to build it up, right? He's only human, well, sort of, right? And I've Elsa, like the actress Laura Donnelly, she did a perfect job. Like she convinced me that she was terrified. It kind of reminded me of what's that movie that we once talked about? I think Inherited or something like that. Oh, Hereditary. Um, just the facial expressions and stuff like that, right? He's like a genuine monster. And so they're building up to that. They're locked in a cage and they're going to force him to turn, right? Usually, like this 5 nights before the full moon. And no, we're going to force you. And that lady who was forcing him to turn was like a complete bitch, too. So I'm glad, like, we get to a later scene where they're all fighting and stuff. Yeah. But it was awesome. The lighting, the flashes, like that was going on. Elsa's like pure dread from that moment. So give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah, that actually, like, you could see, like, the fear in her face, like, when she started, like, tearing up, like, you saw, like, her genuine, like you said, dread, and I was getting scared at moments too. I was like, "Oh, shit, this is, like, really terrifying," and I think the black and white, just added to it. They took, like, a cliche and somehow made it, relevant in, 2022, right? I think that was, like that's, like, a real that's how you really take art to, like, the next level. But yeah, so Jack is revealed to be the werewolf, and I thought his design was actually, like, really interesting because, like, I thought they'd go, like, with a more, like, contemporary route, like, kinda like the Lycans from, Underworld, but he actually has, like, this classic, like, '60s monster movie. I was thinking of, like, Thriller from like, he starts doing the Thriller dance or some shit. But he has, like, this old school, like, werewolf look, and it looks cheesy, but, like, when you see him, like, moving and shit, like, he's, like, jumping on, like, cliffs and shit. He's, like, all over the place. He's, like, murdering everybody left and right. I thought it was fucking awesome, man. What did you think of it?
Yeah, definitely classic like Wolfman vibes going on, and also I appreciated the little detail that they had with the face paint that he kept the face paint on. It reminds me
Yeah.
like there's still Jack under all of that, right? And yeah, the action was really good, really visceral, and it kind of reminded me, if not even probably even worse than some of the hallway scenes from like Daredevil or something like it. Just because he's killing people, right? He's shredding them to pieces.
And the blood was, like, on the screen too as it's
Yeah.
happening. I thought that was, like, a really interesting, like, POV shot.
That was a nice touch. Yeah, he was like fast. I can't wait to see more of him. I know that Avengers Campus, they have like apparently a canonical new attraction where it's like King Thanos, and apparently in that promo image he was there off to the far right. And so yeah, I hope we get to see more of him and Man Thing. That whole scene was great. And also we get more of like I think Elsa, like, she's going to be such a great monster hunter because she could also rehabilitate monsters at the same time. Because later on in the scene, why don't you tell us what happens, like after the the gore is done?
Yeah, so, well, first Man Thing drops in and kills that bitch. I think that was the most satisfying moment for me.
Right.
Um, yeah, so Elsa inherits the Bloodstone, and she's now, head of the manor now. I wonder, like, what direction she'll take. Like, is she kind of, like, more sympathetic towards monsters now that she's had this experience with Jack and Man Thing? Or does she, follow in her father's footsteps and becomes, like, maybe, like, one of the greatest monster hunters of all time, right? And then, yeah, Man Thing and Jack have, like a bro moment, like
That was so good.
Jack wakes up like he's had a hangover or something. She's like, "Oh, where am I?" And they have, like, a cup of coffee.
I
They're
love
playing
that.
cards and shit, like, Man Thing's like, "You're filthy, bro."
You're filthy, bro. He's like, Mo, you're filthy, bro.
Yeah.
Rami
But it's
plug.
interesting, right, but it's interesting because, like, the whole shot turns to color, like, as we see him, like, transform, like, it goes from, like, night to day, and we see, like, and it's cool because they had, like, Over the Rainbow playing in the background. I thought that was a really nice touch to it. Felt like, like, such an homage to, like, the old school. So, much respect to this project. I feel like it added so much, and it definitely, like, stepped away from what we're used to with Marvel, and it took great risk, and I appreciated that it felt, so artistic, and you could definitely tell, like, the director made it feel like something special and not just, like, a one and done kinda movie. So, yeah, what are your final thoughts on it? Do you think we'll see possibly, like, another, special like this, like, with the occult or, like, anything, like, involving, like, the darker side of Marvel?
Yeah, I would love to see a Midnight Suns. Like that was leaked. I'd love to see like a movie or a show. I'd love to see like Elsa and Jack and Ted be involved in other properties. I think that's gonna be awesome. And I wouldn't mind if there's like a little pocket in the MCU like held for like, like I could imagine another Halloween special being like Frankenstein. I think I forgot the name. There's like a Frankenstein character or something like that. Like get all the dark, like it's kind of like Justice League Dark or something. Just make your
Yeah.
own in MCU. I'd love to see that. Yeah. So,
I think they're
but I want to get your final thoughts and then also your rating for this, and then we'll just wrap up.
yeah, final thoughts. I loved it. I haven't expressed that already. I fucking love this project. It was such a breath of fresh air for me, and I really like I said, kicked off, the Halloween spirit. So definitely 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah, I would love to see like more, anthology projects like this. I was thinking like, wasn't there like a comic where like Punisher was actually like Frankenstein, like Franken Castle or some
Oh
shit? I would
yeah,
love to
yeah,
see
yeah.
like something like that. I love to see them like explore like, the little side projects of Marvel and maybe explore that, even if it's a parody, right? But yeah, great movie for me. How would you rate it?
Yeah, 10 out of 10 for sure, man. I loved this. I loved every minute of it, and I think it was really special. And I'm glad because our mouths have a sour taste after She-Hulk, unfortunately. But that is the end of our review. Guys, we're just talking about She-Hulk right now. Go check out our other episode where Daredevil makes an appearance, which was awesome. Probably the highlight of She-Hulk. If you guys like this video, please remember to like and share. And if you're inclined, check out our other reviews too, right? We're constantly reviewing Marvel stuff. We got a lot of Star Wars stuff going on, plenty of shows, right? And plenty of content coming up in October. So Dylan, please, without further ado.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in for our review. Make sure you're following the podcast if you aren't already. We're on, of course, YouTube, but we're also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. Like Akram said, we have a lot of, great content coming up. We're doing a Hellraiser review right after this. If you haven't watched the new movie on Hulu, next week we'll probably be doing a Barbarian movie review. We also have Halloween Ends coming up too, so that'll be exciting if, for all the horror fans out there. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and until then, thanks for having lunch with us.
See you guys.